had this like long string of like toots that came out, and I looked over at her and I was like, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Vaden if you're brand new here. Today is going to be my labor and delivery story of our baby boy. This is not how I wanted to film this video, but I wanted to give you guys some filler information and an intro to today's video because it's just very crazy. I was basically in preterm labor / prodromal labor for 2 to 3 weeks. And when they tell you to go to the hospital when they're like 3 to 5 minutes apart or 5 minutes apart, whatever it is, lasting for like 90 seconds or something like that, that's exactly what I was going through for 2 weeks. It's huge. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Not watching again. Yep. Still pregnant. We're at the hospital, 37 weeks, and one day labor started unexpectedly. Second 2-hour walk to try and see if I progress any further, to see if they'll actually admit me. Which we weren't expecting. Like, I was not expecting to go into labor. I was expecting to go into labor late. 3 centimeters dilated and having contractions every 2 minutes, and it's been going on. Contractions have been going on since like 10 a.m. You want to say something? Okay. I can't tie a balloon at all, so. I had my regular appointment, my 39-week checkup. Was at the point where I was like struggling to even walk into the hospital. It was just so painful because I also had pubic symphysis, I think is what it is. And that's where my pubic bone was split. Like, it's already separates, like, to let the baby come out when you're, you know, pregnant and due to give birth. But mine was like severely split. And so it felt like 2 sharp rocks slashing and gnashing or whatever up against each other. My OBGYN said, just go to triage. Like, you need to go to triage. Right, let's go. Watch the step. All right, back home. Giving birth today. Wasn't planning on it at all. At my 39-week appointment today, and they sent me over to triage, and I've been here since 11 o'clock this morning, and it's now 4:30 p.m. Baby boy will be here either really late tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Still in triage, but hooked up. Still waiting for a room upstairs. 23 people gave birth today, so that's why I'm still down here waiting for a room. Tony went home really quick to help my mom and my sister out to get the girls ready for tomorrow, since today was Maya's first day of school. And so he'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Just here, waiting to get birth. Still here. Let's see. Wherever the clock is, you can see what time it is. I've been here for officially 12 hours today. Still have not received a room yet. So I told you earlier that 23 people gave birth today, and now myself and 5 other women have been admitted to give birth as well. I was definitely one of the first ones here though. I feel like I heard someone else being wheeled. The other girl, I'm assuming that was in the waiting room, being wheeled upstairs. So hopefully I'm wheeled next up, because at this point, like, it hurts to just even get off this like stretcher bed because I'm just in so much pain. Like, just in so much pain just to move and walk around. So still waiting. With each of our kids, I had to have my water broken, and all that had to be done for me in order for me to actually go into active labor. So even though I'm saying I was in preterm prodromal labor, I was, but I wasn't in active labor, so I was never actually in pain. Contractions for me, I could talk through them while I was giving birth to our second child, like our middle child, Mariah. Active labor, even for me, wasn't that serious in terms of the contractions. the labor, like actually pushing Mariah out, was really painful. Like I felt the ring of fire and everything like on my, my goodies down there. And then with Noah, the contractions were just so unbearable that I couldn't take it. So the anesthesiologist came in to do the epidural and put it in and everything like that. Before he could even leave the room, I ended up giving birth. My hair, like a mushroom, like a 70s or 80s mushroom head. So this time I didn't feel the ring of fire, but I did have a whole bunch of embarrassing things happen. Since they had to break my water with Noah, that's when actually actively were kicked in. And with that, they were trying to break my water, but each time they actually pinched the bag of water to pierce it, Noah was petting them. They were like struggling to actually pinch the water because they didn't want like his hand to like, go out or anything like that. My actual OBGYN, she came in and she had to basically push his hand out of like the area of like the birth canal, so his arm wouldn't come out first, and to push it back behind his head so it would go back down here where it's supposed to be, as opposed to like up here like it was. When they did actually break my water, the contractions were nonstop. They were like almost every 30 seconds. I think I was at 6 centimeters to 10, literally in a matter of like 15 minutes or whatever it was, because when the anesthesiologist came in, he didn't even leave the room yet and the epidural didn't even start. When I laid back so they could check on Noah's heartbeat to make sure he was okay, I gave birth. Postpartum now. I'm feeling good overall. I still have like a lot of like pelvic pressure that you guys know if you guys saw a video I posted when I was pregnant with Mariah. The pelvic organ prolapse, like it really affected me with just walking, which is kind of one of the reasons why I ended up in triage yesterday. Now that Noah is here, see, it's right there. Now that he's here, I feel much better, but I still have some pain getting in and out of bed. But otherwise, like I can walk much better than I was, because I was like struggling and I had to be wheeled because it was that bad. Like I just couldn't walk really anymore. So Tony went home to go take Maya to school because yesterday was her first day of school. Another one push delivery, which is great because I actually asked for the epidural, and as soon as they put it on, like it didn't even start, and I gave birth. And this time actually didn't hurt as much as it did with Mariah, with him actually coming out, because he was natural again. So that was kind of interesting. I was really like apprehensive because the contractions felt worse than they did with Mariah. And that's why I was asking for it, because my body has just been so tired because I've been contracting nonstop for the past 2 weeks. So my body was just really tired, and that's why I asked for the epidural. I was like, I can't do this to my body. Like I'm just so exhausted. But before I could get the epidural, I gave birth anyway. So I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And then the next thing I know, like the next breath, I peed immediately. And then all of a sudden, I had this like long string of like toots, because I was expecting the ring of fire that I had with Mariah, but I didn't get that this time. So when she told me earlier, like prefaced me by saying I was going to have like a whole bunch of pressure, I wasn't expecting it, because I didn't have that with Maya either, even though I had epidural with her, natural with Mariah, and natural technically with Noah. I can't remember what she said at this point, but basically that was it. And Noah's head was right there, like he was coming out. She called for everybody to come in the room, and as she was calling people, I just let him come. And that's exactly what I did for Mariah and Maya. And I think that's why I have routinely very fast births, because I just let my body do what it needs to do. Next thing I know, like I think I closed my eyes, like basically blinked for like a second, and of me opening my eyes, like the whole team was in there. When they told me to push, one time I pushed and he was out. Of any of my births, of all of my kids, I don't have any footage of me actually pushing them out because they were just too quick.
And what is your people relationship?
I've been trying to remember vlog. I've been trying to remember to vlog. What kind of dream am I having? No. You're actually pretty clean there, bud. Just got home. Tony ran inside to put the dogs in the dog pen. All
Got a
right.
perfect little hairline and everything.
Hold on.
It does need to take its time. It's my turn.
Okay. Good job, Mariah. Because I gave birth so quickly each time with all 3 kids, I have a long way for recovery, and some of the things are like very, very serious. So I'm fine. Baby boy is just fine. But this is him. He's a baby boy. Because I gave birth during COVID, I thought it was gonna be like really hard because a lot of people who experienced it last year had really different experiences, but mine was basically the same. Granted, people were wearing masks, but I mean, like, I feel like people should be wearing a mask in a hospital anyway. Well, clearly I have to stop filming. If you guys have any comments, questions, if you're currently expecting, let me know in the comment section down below. Check the description box for other videos, especially upcoming videos if you're watching this now in the past, for links to the playlist featuring Noah or featuring my girls. We will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.